Welcome to the KZGN News. Today we'll bring you news about yesterday's weather, the presidential campaign issues, Republican and Democrat, water district news, news from the White House, events coming this weekend, today's gas prices, and much more.
From the Rademacher Hills to Bee Mountain and the mighty Sierras, Ridgecrest to Inyokern and China Lake, this is your news for the Indian Wells Valley with the KZGN News crew.
Hello, I'm Tom Wetnick. Thanks for joining us for the news affecting Ridgecrest in the Indian Wells Valley. Well, yesterday during the day we did get a lot of rain, but some areas got more. The 58 freeway through Tehachapi is closed now for some time due to flash flooding. They don't have an opening date for that yet. And the 5 freeway through the Grapevine closed in the afternoon yesterday and is still closed today. Again, they're not sure when that will open, but they will try and have it open today. They had a massive mudslide that engulfed cars and trucks through a large area. Reports of boulders the size of cars were floating along with the mud flow. Vehicles were buried up to their roofs. Caltrans is reporting the cleanup will take most of the day. It is scheduled to reopen as soon as possible. The low is still sitting off the western coast and will continue to affect us for a couple more days. Keith will be back with us shortly with details. In Water District news, at last Tuesday's meeting, the board was expected to take up the issue of installing a solar project. However, the board members were not ready to discuss it yet. So as the item came up on the agenda, it was immediately motioned to be postponed until a later date. The motion was approved. The audience seemed surprised at the move. The contractor was even there to pitch the project. Anyway, in a reminder from the Water District Conservation Department, remember, the Water District passed a new ordinance that requires everyone to turn off all landscaping watering systems for 48 hours after a measurable rainfall. Since we did have a measurable rainfall yesterday, all landscaping water systems should be turned off right now. In news from China Lake, they have announced that the Naval Air Weapons Center, Weapons Division, will have a change in command coming soon. The change in command ceremony will be October 29th at the Naval Air Weapons Station at China Lake. It will be from 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Rear Admiral Brian Corey will relieve Rear Admiral Mike Moran as the NOC-WD commander. The NOC-WD commander is over both the weapons divisions here at China Lake and Point Mugu. We'll provide more information on this as we get it. Yesterday, the Desert Valley Credit Union did an annual fundraiser event for the Ridgecrest Animal Shelter. Eric Broon and his staff are supporting the development of a surgery center out at the shelter. This would enhance the services the animal shelter can offer. A special thanks goes out to Desert Valley Credit Union for putting this on their annual list of events to support. In presidential debate news, Donald Trump and Ben Carson are threatening to boycott the next Republican presidential debate if the event's hosts do not cave to their demands. The candidates want CNBC and the Republican National Committee to shorten the October 28th debate in Boulder, Colorado, so it does not exceed 120 minutes. They also insist that it must include opening and closing statements from all of the candidates. Neither of those conditions are acceptable. Neither Mr. Trump or Dr. Carson will participate in the debate if it is longer than 120 minutes, including commercials, and does not include opening and closing statements. Trump, the GOP frontrunner, has attracted an unprecedented level of attention for the party's primary since declaring his candidacy this summer, almost single-handedly turning the first 2 debates into ratings winners. Trump equals greater viewership, something CNBC could use. Carson, too, has garnered a considerable amount of attention. The retired neurosurgeon has surged in the polls this past summer. As expected, Trump did not rest after sending the letter. The billionaire businessman took to Twitter to criticize CNBC for its plans. It is being reported that CNBC will be approving the changes they desire. Their complaint is based on that during the CNN debates, the Republicans were not allowed opening and closing statements, but the Democrats were, which is unfair. The viewing public gets a chance to see the candidates offer their own comments without being led by the questioner. And a closing statement allows the candidate to cover something they feel is important and the questioners didn't ask or provide time for them to talk about. So, they aren't asking for something that isn't appropriate. It really is the normal way most debates are run. Opening and closing statements are a good thing. So get ready. The next Republican debate will be just in 2 weeks. It will be Wednesday, October 28th. I hope the lower tier candidates start dropping off so the main contenders will have more time to tell us their plans. In other campaign news, some Democrats are getting upset with Biden not making a decision yet. Barbara Boxer yesterday went off on him for the delay. She says he just needs to give it up. Of course, Boxer, a Clinton supporter, is trying to help Clinton by keeping Biden out. Clinton supporters fear Biden is the only one that could knock her off as a Democratic candidate. From the Biden camp, CNN is reporting Vice President Joe Biden has personally made a series of calls this week to Democratic strategists from Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina, asking a final round of detailed questions about how, not whether, to launch a 2016 presidential campaign. People familiar with the conversation told CNN that Biden has been making the calls throughout the week, including on Wednesday, just as many leading Democrats argued the window to a potential candidacy was closing in the wake of Hillary Clinton's strong performance in the party's first presidential debate. He is asking these people to work for him if he runs. The vice president has been making clear that his family is fully supportive of him jumping into the 2016 race, according to people familiar with his calls. They are guided by the belief that he has the best chance of keeping the White House in Democratic hands, and he could forever regret taking a pass at another shot at the presidency. The new round of calls this week from the vice president himself, not simply his top advisors, suggest Biden is finally moving toward announcing a decision. He has been down this road before, inching close to a run but pulling back, so his next steps are far from certain. Biden has not shared the timing of his decision or announcement with the people he is calling this week. One senior party official said the announcement is expected in the next 3 days, while other Democrats say Biden may wait for a week or more. He will reveal his decision before month's end, supposedly. It's clear Clinton supporters want him to stay out of the race, but others fear the Republicans can beat Clinton in the election, so Biden would be a better candidate to go up against the Republicans. Now, stay with us after the break. We'll be talking about SeaWorld. Thanks for staying with us. Have any of you been to SeaWorld to see the magnificent displays and the whales there? Well, SeaWorld recently applied to expand its orca facility. They applied for a permit to build another tank. The California Coastal Commission unanimously approved SeaWorld's $100 million plan to double the size of its killer whale habitat. However, the pleas of animal activists to release the orcas back into the wild was not approved. The approval comes with a key condition, though. SeaWorld cannot breed any of the 11 whales in captivity in California. The decision came following hours of impassioned speeches by hundreds of supporters and opponents of the project. Interest in orcas and the conditions they live under at SeaWorld has been an issue for years. So many people wanted to attend the meeting that it had to be moved to a convention center to accommodate the crowd of some 650 people. SeaWorld has declared they will appeal the breeding decision, stating the breeding of animals is a natural sequence of life for any living animal. These great whales should not be deprived of their natural life cycle. PETA is the leading opponent of SeaWorld and would just like the whole facility shut down. In news from Sacramento, Senate Republicans issued the following statement recognizing the official birthday of the United States Navy. On the 240th anniversary of the United States Navy, I'd like to thank the sailors who uphold the naval tradition of honor, courage, and commitment, in particular those serving in the 16th Senate District at China Lake Naval Air Weapons Station in Ridgecrest. This was from Senate Republican leader Gene Fuller. The United States Navy is the finest in the world because of the men and women who sacrifice in service to their country every day. Congratulations to our U.S. Navy on its 240th birthday. We honor the men and women who have proudly worn the Navy uniform over the past 240 years, where their hard work and sacrifice have kept our nation safe. I send my best wishes to our veterans and active duty personnel and wish our Navy another 240-plus years of success, said Senator Pat Bates. Since 1775, the U.S. Navy has been a powerful presence that has helped maintain the standard of the United States as a world power. I am proud of the Navy's distinguished history as a defender of freedom, liberty, and democracy, said State Senator Janet Nguyen. Today is a day of celebration for the entire naval family, both active and inactive, who have made great sacrifices for our nation. I am grateful for your dedication and thank you all for your service. Senator Fuller represents the 16th Senate District, which encompasses the Naval Air Weapons Station at China Lake. The station is the Navy's single largest land holding and is a leading site for research and development. In event news, remember, this weekend we'll have the Historical Society of Upper Mojave Desert celebrating the 70th anniversary of the historic USO building right here in Ridgecrest. The celebration started this morning at 10 a.m. when they held a dedication or rededication of the historic USO building, and they also held a dedication of the new Veterans Memorial Building, which is right next to the USO building. A reception will follow the dedications. Tomorrow, Saturday, the public is invited to attend a concert in Freedom Park. Bring chairs, blankets, and a picnic lunch to sit back and enjoy a concert in the park. There will be a series of music bands playing at Freedom Park into the afternoon and evening. Freedom Park is the large park at the rear of the City Hall complex. The concert will be culminated with 2 performances of the nationally acclaimed USO Traveling Troupe. These are professional performers coming here to provide a great anniversary show. And finally, on Sunday, there will be a movie shown at the USO building. The movie will be Victory at Sea. It is a TV documentary series about World War II warfare. It was originally broadcast in the early 1950s and won an Emmy Award in 1954. The movie will start at 1 p.m. So if you're wondering what to do this weekend, there are events happening for all ages. And another thing happening Saturday at the Ridgecrest Library, they're hosting a local artist showcase. The showcase starts at 11 a.m. and runs most of the afternoon. The emphasis will be the encouragement of others to get involved with writing and the arts. And as a follow-up to last Friday's groundbreaking of the new Super Walmart, we just got in some more submitted pictures of the event. Thanks to Laura Austin of the News Review for submitting her pictures. They show the people that spoke at the event, including Mayor Breeden, Kern County Supervisor Mick Gleason, the Walmart store manager, and the construction manager. It was followed by a group photo. Again, thanks to Laura Austin from the News Review for these great pictures. I have to add, I'm watching the progress every day, and things really are happening out there. This is a huge project. Now in KZGN's continuous effort to provide news and information you've asked for, here are today's gas prices for Ridgecrest and some surrounding areas. Well, since my last report, gas prices were fairly steady throughout the areas we monitor. The lowest price here did drop 2 cents per gallon to $2.91 per gallon. As of this morning, Ridgecrest is ranging from $2.91 to $3.29. Lancaster is ranging from $2.79 to $3.19. The LA Valley area is from $2.73 to $2.95, and the Bishop area $3.35 to $3.51. We have 4 stations coming in at the $2.91 figure. Tune in Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for updates. We at KZGN always suggest you shop locally to support our local economy. Remember, when you pay any sales tax out of town, you're helping those cities pave their streets instead of here. Now stay tuned for weather and sports when we come back. Thanks for staying with us. Let's go to Keith for the weather.
Thank you, Tom. From the National Weather Service, cooler air will spread from the Midwest into eastern U.S. as an area of high pressure moves southward from Canada. Temperatures are forecast to drop to near or below freezing for many locations overnight, prompting frost advisories and freeze watches and warnings to be issued from Dakotas to the Appalachians. Currently for us, we have a flash flood watch in effect until 8 p.m. for the deserts and the rest of Kern County. Temperatures across the nation: Carolinas came in at 74, Georgia 77, Arkansas 72, Northern Texas 59, Arizona 86, and Los Angeles came in at 71. For our forecast for tonight and over the weekend: tonight, 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a low around 64, east-southeast wind 5 miles per hour. On Saturday, we have a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny with a high near 81. On Saturday night, partly cloudy with a low around 62, west-southwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. On Sunday, we have a 20% chance of showers with a high near 78, southwest wind 5 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday night, 20% chance of showers, partly cloudy with a low around 59, west wind 5 to 15 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20. On Monday, mostly sunny with a high near 76, west-northwest wind 5 miles per hour. On Monday night, partly cloudy with a low around 57, north-northwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. On Tuesday, it will be sunny with a high near 78, north-northeast wind 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20. And that is the forecast for the IWV. Now back to Tom and the rest of the KZGN News.
Thanks, Keith. And now here's Tom Heck with sports.
And a very pleasant Friday afternoon to everyone. Let's start with Burros football. Tonight the Burros play at 7 o'clock in Hesperia. If you are going to the game, bring an umbrella. There is a possibility of some rain, hopefully not. Hopefully things don't rain on the Burros parade. They've been playing solid football the last couple games. Defense is doing really well offensively. They're on all cylinders. Game's at 7 o'clock. If you can't get out there, you can tune in at 12:40 a.m. and we'll have the game for you. All right, let's talk about the Dodgers. Their season came to an end last night, 3-2 against the Mets. Joey Familia got the save for the Mets. He had to go 6 innings to do that. The line score 3-7-1, 3 runs, 7 hits, and an error for New York. 2-6-1 for the Dodgers. A loser, Zach Greinke. All right, let's talk about Daniel Murphy last night, a home run. He broke the tie in the 6th inning with a shot to right field. Also doubled and singled, stole a big base to get this tying run in, and he gets my player of the game. All right, the Dodgers, the 9th time they've been in the playoffs since they won the World Series, but they've not repeated since 1988. Mets, first time since 2006. They've been in the NLCS. The Mets will take on the Cubs on Saturday, first round tonight. ALCS first round game. It'll be Toronto against a very, very stubborn team in Kansas City. The Royals just not seemingly finding a way to win whenever they need to. That's what good teams do. Thursday night football last night, NFL, New Orleans over Atlanta, and college football, Stanford over UCLA. Big games this weekend. Michigan State and Michigan should be a good one. Ohio State, Penn State. Ohio State number 1 in all the land. They've won 26 conference games in a row. TCU should demolish Iowa State. Clemson and Boston College, number 5 Clemson, and Utah and Arizona State. Utah, number 4 in the land, will take on the Sun Devils down in Tempe. And that's your sports for this Friday. Have a good weekend. I'm Tom Heck for KZGN.
So that's the news for today. All of us at KZGN-TV know you have a choice in what you watch for your news. We all thank you for choosing KZGN-TV, Ridgecrest's only locally owned community TV station. Coming up next, Ridgecrest Talk.